What's crack-a-lacking? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So, welcome to 2026. Welcome to Oregon, Texas Tech. Shoot, man. We're going to have ourselves a fun one. We're going to have ourselves a good one. So you can see I got a couple of Gojo's picks down there, but I'm going to be real with some of this. I'm going to be real. There's two games I'd rather take the over. And yeah, guaranteed it's not the one where it's raining. But just for the sake of the highlight or the overlay, can't really write out over in Texas Tech Oregon game. But I would take the over instead of actually picking in this game. That's why this game's a pick 'em at -1. Essentially a pick 'em. I would lean Oregon, but hey. I think this game today has a chance to probably be the closest game. We'll see about Ole Miss later on, but yeah, I think Tech winning would be super fun. I also believe Oregon can get hot at the right time. They're getting a lot of guys back. I think Evan Stewart's back for this matchup, so I wasn't live last night because I had plans. But believe me, we'll talk about the Miami game in a sec. But again, Gojo's picks. I got Oregon -1.5, but I would rather take the over at 50.5. That's actually quite nice. Alabama money line. And I'm just doing this because we did this sucker with Ohio State. Our hearts said Indiana. Our hearts wanted Indiana. But we bet Ohio State. Maybe a little bit of that works today, but also I think Alabama is going to play this game close. Another team that perhaps could be getting hot at the right time is coming off a good, very, very remarkable Oklahoma game. After Oklahoma goes up 17-0, basically the game's just Bama from then they're out. Yeah, then they're out. Then they're on. Yeah. And then, of course, we got the Sugar Bowl. And I think Kirby's out here for revenge after last year. Same game, same stadium. Notre Dame. And keep in mind, that was Gunnar Stockton's first start. A lot has changed in a year. He's a much more capable quarterback. Chambliss, though, is hecka good. Georgia -6.5 feels like a bit much, but I just have a hard time betting against Georgia. But Miami last night got the job done. My boys. If you follow me on the X, I put out the meme, the Godfather meme of Ohio State fans waking up in their bed, New Year's morning, just to find their mascot's head in their bed. Now, I'm not saying I called it. This is me just talking some crap because maybe I expected this outcome to go the other way. But I think Miami did what they needed to do to win, obviously. But Ohio State's just been the offense too slow going. They don't get out of the gates, and by the time they start actually getting a little hot, it's too little to wait. They allowed Miami to go up 14. And that, quite frankly, probably could have been at least 20. Remember, open and drive. I think Fletcher fumbles inside the 20, inside the Ohio State 20. And then near the end of half, we had either, I think it was a sack and then maybe a penalty that pushed us out of field goal range. No seeded team has ever made it to the semis. What do you mean by seeded team? They're all seeded. Dude, Miami able to run the ball efficiently. Carson Beck, reasonably careful and conservative with the football. There were a couple of throws where I was like, ooh, maybe we should just put the ball in the hands of the run game. But dude, Miami's defense came out, showed out, phenomenal effort. I mean, yeah, you can't slow Jeremiah Smith, but that was literally the only guy burning them. Fletcher had a great game. He's returned for the Hurricanes next year. Look, Tony, 5 receptions, 16 yards. They had to go elsewhere. CJ Daniels, Keelan Marion stepping up. And Messidor with a sack. Saint Bain was consistently, it doesn't matter if it was a tackler or guard, he was punking him. Yeah, Keontae Scott. Oh, the 74-yard pick six. It was Athena Beauty. It brought tears to me eyes. But we had other bowl action yesterday. I'll get to the comment section in a sec. Texas, they pull away late versus Michigan. I mean, you had a lot of dropped balls for Arch in that game. Iowa, man, they finished the year 9-4. A good win against Vandy. Oh, yeah, Utah winning 44-22, but Nebraska, a team that is very much a shell of their former selves. I mean, how do you get this? How do you get into the Vegas Bowl at 10-2, taking on a 7-5 team? Was this supposed to be Notre Dame or something? Manessa had a huge game last night. I guess technically so did Jeff Sims. But yeah, man, bowl season's been fun. It's been fun. I've been having a great time. Let's get to the chat. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up. If you are on the YouTube, if you are on the X, hit that heart. I have a poll in the YouTube chat. Who are you taking today? Texas Tech or Oregon? Let's go see. Of course, we got Kirito in the chat. Hey, bro. You try to go at me for that meme, bro? Honestly, Kirito, straight up, whole reason I'm picking Oregon today is because you just couldn't let me have fun. You had to go in on my Hurricanes. And then we just went in and wrecked shop. Love it. We got a lot of people wanting Tech, which is fair. I think Tech's fun. They're new. We got the shy Ohio State's left tackle's draft stock dropped. He was getting cooked and got benched. Well, I mean, he wasn't a realistic prospect, or at least a highly valuable prospect. Wasn't on my board or anything. I imagine he's probably a young player. I'm surprised we weren't live last night. Kind of already talked about that. Let's see. Don't think Vegas is telling us something saying that the line flipped overnight. I'm not too worried about it. Congratulations to Miami. Heck yeah, Eric. Heck yeah. Jack Ashley. Honestly, Miami looks dangerous. That defense is on fire. Ruben Bain is a problem. Y'all all right? Y'all all right? Like no team with a bye. So no team with a bye has ever made it to the semis. Let's see. Last year it was Georgia, but Georgia had the injury. Oregon. But then you had Boise and Arizona State. Yeah, but I mean, dude, those type of things are meant to be broken. I mean, what this year? No team has ever lost in the first round at home, and then we had both A&M and Oklahoma go down. So, yeah, I ain't worried about it. Not gonna lie, Ohio State beat themselves, saying throwing two awful picks. Well, the first pick, I mean, there's only so much you can anticipate with that. It was a great jump. Great jump. Is Francis the best tackle? I really like Francis Mauigoa a ton. We got a super chat. Get the bell out. Mucho gracias. From Cody. Let's throw the sucker on the screen. Cody says, hey, bro, love the content. Texas Tech defense is going to do scary things to Oregon. Shoot, then check out some of the props, man. You might like some of the over-unders on total yardage, passing yards, rushing yards. These are actually two very good defenses. Don't sleep on either defense. It was a 50-50 in Cincinnati. Some people got excited when Ohio State lost. Really? That's kind of weird. Interesting. I'm intrigued. All right. We got a long day ahead of us, boys and girls. What's up? Till what? 5 in the 5. Yeah, a little after 5 in the morning last night. Got a little sleep, didn't really roll out of bed until about 8:30ish, 9 o'clock my time. So got about 3.5 hours of sleep last night. And we're going all day. We're doing Oregon, Texas Tech. Obviously, you're here for it. We're doing Bama, Indiana. It's going to be a slop fest out in Pasadena. And then, of course, we're going to wrap this sucker in a nice little bow with Ole Miss, Georgia. A rematch from earlier in the year. Bearcats fans too got excited. Oh, okay. Yeah, man. It was just a wild turn of events. Like, I think maybe we should have taken a little note from the Indiana game that Ohio State's offense just starts too slow in games. And the defense has to like stay put, grind games out until the offense really starts clicking. And to be fair, Ohio State started clicking by the end of that second half. They just missed the field goal, right? 10.5. They come out, open and drive, score a touchdown. Miami just able to keep enough distance. I really feel like I don't know specifically. I haven't looked at the numbers. I guess I could do that right now. I don't know how much Carson Beck actually chucked the football in the second half. Off the top of my dome. So I'm actually gonna go take a look at that. As we're also gearing up for kickoff. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So okay, on their opening drive of the second half, which again that followed a Ohio State touchdown, Carson Beck dropped back 4 times. Let's see what they did in the fourth quarter. Because wow, that was their only drive. That took 5 minutes. Wow. So Miami, their next drive in the fourth quarter, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pass. Dude, they didn't take the ball out of Carson Beck's hands at all. So fascinating. Oh, wait, I may have read this wrong. I may have read it wrong. Let's go back. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah. No, they really didn't take the ball out of his hands, which I kind of expected. It was just kind of wild that they trusted him like that. So that's cool. So it looks like Oregon will start off with the football. Gamecast about a pop up. We got Edwards. My uncles went to the Miami Dolphins Bengals game in Miami. Woof. At least there was a lot of points. Oregon will let the ball get a touch back. Kirito, if Texas Tech loses, probably on Joey. I think teams are matched up pretty evenly, but Dan Lannon has a better history than Joey. Well, yeah, Dan Lannon's been a part of teams like Georgia and stinking this Oregon team. Like, to be honest, like Texas Tech, it's not like they have a long tradition of winning in terms of being like playoff or championship caliber teams. They're new to this. All right, we're gonna get a handoff and Meta in the backfield immediately. Is that Leah Hunter? Let's go. That's gonna be a loss of 2 or 3 yards. Dang, Lee Hunter. Go get it, young man. Moore's dropping back. Pressure coming. Gets it out to, I believe that's Johnson. Or you might go to Miami next season. Nice. All right, here comes a big third down. 3rd and 7. And Moore's dropping back, going over the middle. Gets it to Sadiq. No, that's Johnson again. Excuse me. That's the other tight end, Jamari Johnson. Well, that's a nice catch. It was a little behind him. They're getting it out quick on a screen. And that's Kenyon Sadiq trying to get him going, but really well played. Nicely wrapped up. Here comes 2nd and 8 from the Red Raider 44. Dante Moore in the shotgun, Noah Whittington out to his right. They kind of have bunches up to the top. I think, is that both tight ends too? Wow. They have, oh, he's dropping it. Gets it. That's Sadiq for a 1st down. They're moving. Kirito loses his mind. All right. Coming out of the shotgun once again, this time Winnington to the left. That looks like it might be the hot read, but no blitz. And they get it to McClellan for another 1st down. They're just moving it. They're just moving it. I will say, early touchdowns makes me feel good about over 50. Oh, we got a toss to the end zone. Almost a wonderful catch. That was Malik Benson. Almost an awesome catch. I mean, that's a tough catch to make through the defender's body. That was very good effort there by Malik Benson. All right, 2nd and 10. Moore actually coming out of the shotgun here. He will hand it off to Winnington, who's got some space, but a great tackle there. That's Jordan with the tackle. Came screaming downhill. Eric, the kids loved their presents. They had a very good Christmas. Thank you for asking. We got 3rd and 8 now from the Texas Tech 20. It's like Red Raiders showing 1 high. No, never mind. They go back to 2 high. And sacked! That's David Bailey getting it in there. So it looks like we're going to be getting a field goal. Dude, that was so quick. Oh, that was on Harkey, too. Hail Mary Sports, this boy. Dude, didn't even stand a chance, man. And the field goal will be good. Points on the board. Currently 3-0 Ducks. Paper waves. You think if Oregon advances and faces Indiana, that Oregon gets the rubber match? It's tough to beat a team twice in 1 year. Just ask Oklahoma. Couldn't do it against Bama. Bama couldn't do it against Georgia. Bama was really beat up going to that SEC title game, though. Does that mean maybe Georgia won't be able to do it today against Ole Miss? Ole Miss did beat Tulane twice this past year. So there's one case where, yeah. But no, you had Oregon State, Washington State. They split because they had to face twice this year. Texas Tech, they beat BYU. That is true. That is true. Saying this as a Brit, Atreus Sappington. It's the most English name I have ever heard in my life. Oh, that's not Atreus. Atreus? Sappington, though. Yeah, Sappington, 100%. 100%. But like a proper gentleman, he just goes in and nails his field goal attempt. Rocks it. Oregon was able to drive down that field. Ultimately, great stop by the Red Raiders. Let's see what their offense can do. Let's see what their offense could do. If you don't know, now you know. We do have a stream up in the chat. Oregon currently at 65%. You can find that stream on the YouTube. Yeah, they're showing the Malik Benson touchdown shot. I think that's just good defense. He doesn't put enough hands on him with his back away from the football. I think that's just good defense. I'm not mad about it. We'll get no return from the Red Raiders. They're going to start the ball at their own 25. All right. Gonna hand this one off. I think that should. Oh, Williams almost breaking it. Good tackle by Bryce. Nope, that's the edge / off ball linebacker the other way. Let me get his name pronunciation up here. Oh, they're going fast too, and we get a draw. That's going to lead to a 3rd and long. It's going to be 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. All right, let's go find this Oregon edge player. How's it actually pronounced? I got pronunciation right here. Tatum Toioti. All right, Morton dropping back, and he dumps it to Williams, who's going to be short. He's going to be like 2. I think they're placing him 3 yards short. So what? You're just going to come out and punt just like that, 3 and out? 4th and 2 from your own 33? What are we doing here? Miami shocked the world? Nah, not if you follow me on the X. I was calling that yesterday morning, bro. I was really just talking trash, thinking we were about to get smashed. All right, 3 and out. That's what we're doing today, Texas Tech. That's what we're doing. First drive. It's going to rely on the defense. Oh, punt's not great, but not bad. No, it's not bad. It's going to be Oregon's going to start with the ball at their own 28. So now that we have a drive from each team, I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. 64% of y'all got the quack attack, while 36 of y'all have the red radas. Rada everywhere. So David Bailey, Lee Hunter coming out, swinging, looking good on the opening drive. Is Ohio State's offense non-existent or Miami's defense amazing? Your first statement, Brandon, is half true. Your second statement is completely true. Ohio State's offense, we've seen it all year. They're slow, man. They wait too long to really rev up and start scoring points. They just kind of rest on the laurels of, hey, our defense can grind out these games. So until we really start, running on all cylinders as a defense or as an offense, we go rely on our defense. But the thing was, pick 6. Now, defense, they're not allowing points, but you just gave away points with that pick 6. And then when you do start moving the football, you miss a field goal prior to halftime. In all honesty, it was a very similar, it was almost verbatim performance from what we saw from the Big Ten championship game. It was a little eerie in that regard. I remember the poll. Hey, dude, 2026. It's a new me. Started the year off on a win. So is Miami the leading favorite now? No, I wouldn't say so. I love a lot of players in the draft from both teams. Well, these are both very good teams, so they should have a lot of good players. All right. So last night, Ruben Bain, pass rush win rate of 24.3%. Yeah, let's sleep on Ruben freaking Bain. Let's just sleep on Ruben Bain. Oh, he's got short arms. He's not a good player. Dude, sometimes just don't overthink it. Bro's a stud. But it was encouraging to see him win, not just inside, but also, or not just outside, but also inside. He gave Ohio State's, who was it? Was it the left guard that was getting his first start or something? Gave the left guard a lot of hell. All right, here comes Oregon. We're going to hand it off here to different back on this drive. We had Winnington on the opening drive. I believe this is Hill. Texas Tech, best front 7 in the country. Well, yeah, you got to include that linebacking core because they, if you would ask me, I don't think they have the best defensive line in the country. That's actually not true, dude. I think their defensive line is just so stinking stacked from Lee Hunter. Remember, they lost Skylar Gill Howard, but AJ Holmes is nice as well. All right, we got 2nd and 6. We're going to get a fake handoff. Gets it out to the running back on a bubble screen, and he's tackled for like a 5-yard loss. Which people didn't think tackles with short arms. Argument 17 starting tackles in the league got 32-inch arms and got contract extensions the last 2 years. Yeah, typically, though, that's more of an athleticism thing. If you got short arms, but you can stick on an island, then you're probably going to be A-okay. All right, here comes more. Here comes pressure. He gets it out quick. Davidson picking up the first down. Wow. Just hit the hot read. Saw the blitz, hit the hot read. I mean, that's what you do. Ooh, was that Malik Benson that kind of like played physical in the route, but kind of caused a block to free that up? It was really nice. All right, Davidson picking up about 2 yards here, set up 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7 officially from the Oregon 45. Why would they put David Bailey in coverage on 3rd down? To be creative, but sometimes it's like, that and they were blitzing. So you can be a little creative. David Bailey is a hell of a good athlete. Well, Will Campbell was like the most athletic tackle at the combine in the on the field drills. Running back in motion. That was kind of weird. David Bailey with the batted pass, but they motioned the running back to the backfield, but he didn't even get it all the way there. And it didn't look like they were setting up a screen on that side because it looked like the running back wasn't expecting a pass. All right, here comes 3rd and 7. Rodriguez showing blitz from the edge. They're showing 5, potentially 6. And they're only bringing 4. Dumps it to the middle, and good stop there. That's Rodriguez. That's the, who's the other one? Roberts, right? Yep. Both the linebackers there. We got a 4th and 2, though, at midfield. All right, dropping back. Oh, what a catch there by Sadiq. When you needed it, he had it. 1st down, Oregon. Texans O-line must be working because they have been top 7 several weeks in a row. 0 sacks allowed. Last several games while facing quality units. I mean, I wouldn't call the Raiders a quality unit. You faced one good edge player. All right, we're going to get a handoff here. I believe this is still Davidson. Also, the Texans got some guys back healthy. I think Trent Brown missed the early part of the year. Cody, they come out in double mug, edges, DNs, covered, and linebacker blitz, but it was so weird. Like I was like going with speed mindset and sending pressure up the middle, but still. We got a draw here to Winnington, nasty little hit there by Roberts. But yeah, another 1st down here for Oregon. Think Texas Tech's offense will show up today? We've only seen them for 3 plays, so who knows? What up, Wade? How you doing today, brother? Ooh, Dante Moore. There might be a holding call. Just get this out of there. Yeah, he's throwing it away. I think we're going to get a holding call on Oregon. Notre Dame. Notre Dame. Excuse me. Nintendo Mike. There we are. Yeah, Isaiah World's getting called with the penalty here. Oh, yeah. World just didn't get out there. Can't get over how good Miami played last night. They were pretty dope. They were pretty dope. Trent Brown is out again. Ursery is out, surprisingly. Blake Fisher was their top O lineman last week. Well, okay, but we knew Blake Fisher was going to be a project. All right, we're going to get a handoff here to Winnington, who's going to pick up about maybe 5 or 6. To go back to what Cody said here, if you think about it, Cody, on an earlier third down on that drive, when they did bring the extra pressure, all Dante Moore did was hit the hot read in the flat to the running back, and they were able to get a 3rd and long. So I don't know, man. I think Texas Tech's going to try to switch not switch, but I think they're going to try to mix in a lot of different things here, just to give a lot of different looks, whether it's disguised or they're just showing their hands. They want to keep them guessing. Unfortunately, Dante Moore is getting the ball out hella quick. Oh, you're under the weather, Nintendo Mike? That's not a great way to start the new year. Hopefully you do get better. Wait, your buddy went to high school with Blake Fisher. That's pretty dope. All right, 3rd and 3. We got Moore in the backfield, and he's going to run with it. He's going to be short. He's going to be short by maybe 1.5 yards. And this is going to be down around the 24, 23.5, technically. So what are we going to do here? 4th and seemingly 2. Does Dan Lannon stay aggressive? Because I think he should. And we got a direct snap here, and it's going to be short. That's a turnover on downs. That was Lee Hunter again. So I think, they came out like a wildcat? We all know what that is. Hey, it's a turnover on downs, nonetheless. Turnover, nonetheless. Oh, they did have Dante Moore on the field. He just looked like he was going out wide. Not gonna lie, I like Dante Moore over Mendoza. Hey, join the party, bro. Just Dave Chappelle meme. Rick James. Give it to me, baby. Yeah, nah. I'm on that boat as well. Let's see how Mendoza plays in this playoff, though. It's close. Mendoza's played hecka good. His release speed is insane and so much more athletic. Okay, I wouldn't say that more athletic because I think Dante Moore, he's an okay athlete, but he ain't going to scare anybody with his feet. All right, we are 12 minutes into this first quarter, and we've seen 3 plays from the Texas Tech offense. Let's see. I feel like there's more of a chance Wade says go Boilermakers than Broshmo skipping a big game. Yeah. Remember, I said I wasn't doing the Miami-Ohio State game because I had a buddy who was an Ohio State fan, so I watched it together with him as we were doing something bigger with a lot of people. It was a good New Year's night, man. It was a good New Year's Eve. Had a lot of fun. All right, let's see what the X got going on. Let's see what people are saying about the game. Who's freaking out? I'm freaking out, man. All right, let's see. Oh, your Alabama money line pick hurts my soul. No, no, no. Wait, you got the wrong idea. Our hearts want Indiana. Therefore, we got to do what our mind is telling us to do, and that's Alabama money line. We did this in the Big Ten championship game. I'm looking out for you, Wade. You want an Indiana win, then you bet your sweet cheeks. You have to let me take Bama in this game. All right, we got a quick little bubble screen. I believe that's to Terrence Carter. I love Terrence Carter. Little undersized, but golly, gets after it. Moore needs to return. And Isaiah World can go back to Nevada where he actually looks good against lesser competition. Woof. Oh, man. I do like me quite a bit of Dante Moore. All right, we got a handoff to Dickey that goes nowhere. This is the thing, man. You're talking about one of the best run games in college football, an explosive run game in Texas Tech. And thus far, Oregon's done a very solid job. Oh, morning sacked. That's Tuioti with the big sack. Golly, man. Do you think Jamari Johnson declares if he shows up for the... No. I think he comes back. Basically, you had, what, Terrence Ferguson. He comes out. Kenny and Sadiq. He takes over. And next year, it's going to be Johnson. I have been watching Johnson, though. Like, not like watching him for an eval or anything, but like, ooh, I need to add this guy to my summer watch list. All right, another putt here for essentially another 3 and out for the Red Raiders, man. Not great. Woof, man. Not good here for the Red Raiders. Not good. I find it insane that Charlie Beck has been Indiana's best receiver in the past 4 or 5 games. Keep in mind, you've had guys like Omar Cooper and Elijah Surratt miss those games too. Omar Cooper missing literally basically the whole stinking Big Ten championship game. And I think Elijah Surratt missed a game or 2 somewhere in between there. I don't think Surratt was good to go for Penn State. I could be wrong about that. I got to look specifically on what games he missed. And there's Gojo trying to bust down the door like the Kool-Aid man. Yeah, Surratt missed 2 games, with it being Penn State and who was the other team they took on in that period? Wisconsin. So that's why you see Charlie Becker stepping up. Not saying it's because he's a bad player. He's not. He's actually pretty darn good. But you see him stepping up because now there's more volume. There's more of a target share. Good morning to Papa. Kirito losing his freaking mind in the chat. Ooh. I don't know if Becker's elite. Again, I'd have to watch him. I've only watched him casually. Do you want me to put Kirito in timeout for cussing? No. It's fine. It's fine. We are a family-friendly channel, but that expectation's only on me. I try to stay as family-friendly as possible. I actually like Omar. Oh, dude. Wade, I love Omar Cooper. Check out my mock draft, I did a couple of days ago on Tuesday with Bengal. It was a first-round mock draft, and that's all I'm going to say. If you want to talk about liking Omar Cooper. It's a shame, man. This Texas Tech defense is showing up today. Oh my gosh, Moore is sacked. And that's Romello Height. I think Omar Cooper's a top 50 player. I don't know. I don't know about first round, but I think he's a top 50 player. And dumps it down quick to Malik Benson. It's going to set up still third and Heckalon. The tweeners from Texas Tech. Okay, David Bailey ain't exactly like he's not a tweener. He might have sub 33 inch arms, but he's around 250. The Senior Bowl invite list isn't finalized really until the week of, because you're gonna have guys drop out. Dante Moore dropping back. Here comes pressure. He's stepping up. He's gonna try to run with it. He is gonna be short. Ooh, not a great spin move. Was that Lee Hunter coming storming down? A nice tackle by J-Rod, who is going to set up fourth and like 6. Going to lead to a punt. Cooper and Surratt are two great wide receivers who are extremely underrated. Kind of reminds me of Noel and Higgins from last year. Got the speedster and the secure hands. Yeah. I mean, Surratt, I think the 40 time is going to be a little key for some people. Not like he has to run it fast. It just can't be trash. I think if he runs sub 4.6, then yeah, he's probably day 2. I love Omar Cooper. I love receivers that can create after the catch. He's a much more fluid route runner than you'd expect. There's so much to love about him. Oh, you like Will Lee, Caleb? Yeah, Will Lee's just he's physical and he's got size. There's a lot to there's not a lot there to really dislike about Will Lee. Romello Height, he's got the Donovan Ezaraku build, but he's explosive rather than a smooth mover. I'm not quite as sold on him as I was Ezaraku last year, but I do think Height's a solid prospect. He's also an older prospect, which is going against him as well. So we're probably talking about maxed out tools, maxed out frame. Dude, Texas Tech offense needs to do something. Oh, I do like Waffle House. Separation hands are the most important traits at wide receiver, in my opinion. Yeah, I think you could bring a little bit more to the table, though, if you can create after the catch. I'm happy that Ohio State lost as well. I'm still in disbelief that Ohio State lost. Dude, you should have saw just how wild, how happy, how wild I was going. I was ready to be disappointed. And then Miami final drive. Well, essentially their final drive of the game. Just insane. Being able to drive, get that touchdown to seal the game. All right, here comes the punt. They're going to get a fair catch at the 21. Height in a similar situation as Messidor. I could see that. How are we feeling? Casey Recepcion being the best wide receiver in the class. It's going to be just kind of tough with his build. Because I got his official measurables at 5'11", 190. Typically, you're not getting a potentially elite wide receiver in that. And I think Jordan Tyson can be that if the medicals check out. But what Concepcion has working for him is the speed factor, the after the catch factor. Gives him a little Jalen Waddle-esqueness to his game. Don't you go outside? It's raining, bro. All right, 2nd and 7. Morton dropping back, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted. Brandon Finney. He just lofted that sucker up. Just put too much air under it. Where's the zip to the sideline on the out route, bro? And Virgil didn't really get separation there. Finney just sat and attacked. Dude, man. I don't know how long the Red Raider defense can hold, man. Yay. Breakfast?
Give me a minute.
Okay.
Start it.
Do we have more creamer? Or? All right, 1st and 10. They're starting from great field position, the Texas Tech 33. Run goes nowhere, though, so it's going to be 2nd and 10. What's your favorite center coming out? Well, since Poncho's coming back to school, I guess it's Connor Liu who declared. When it comes to centers, I like Parker Brailsford, but I don't think he's touching top 50. Liu's going to be in that vicinity. Really, he'd be top 50 if not coming off the ACL injury. Oh, Dante Moore fumbled it. Ball's loose, but he got back on top of it. So it looked like it was a muffed handoff. Yep. Oh, yeah, Slaughter's there too. I like Slaughter. I think Slaughter's closer to Brailsford than he is Connor Liu, though. I'm a sucker for centers that can move, that give me like that Tyler Linderbaum vibe. And Liu at least being above 300 at 300 exactly gives me some hope. Empty backfield, Moore dropping back, wide open, but miscommunication. Looking for Sadiq. It looks like he was hoping Sadiq would sit on the route. Looked like he was looking for Sadiq on a back shoulder. Sadiq keeps running in the route, though, to the sticks. Just missed a wide open TD. I don't know who else was open on that play, but it looks like he was looking for the back shoulder. It was just miscommunication. If you were talking about Sadiq going to the end zone, I don't think that was the case, but we'll see. Oh, Gojo, you want out, bud? Slaughter's the most intelligent. Haul in off the line for protection, but Lou is the better protector. Yeah. Again, I'm a sucker for athletes. And I mean, he's gritty. He's young, he's gritty. Guy that's going to be still adding to that frame, I believe. So when it comes to Connor Lou. Texas Tech needs to hold the ball as long as possible. Texas Tech needs a first down. Let's start there. They need a first down. Let's start with that. Lou is the youngest, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he is. Oh, what do you think of Jones, the Iowa center? He's another guy with really good movement skills. Undersized, though. I think he's still listed like I will list him at 300. I have him down at closer to 290. But isn't he like a former wrestler? No, he's former track athlete. And he like broke numerous offensive line records too, I believe. Yeah, he made Bruce Feldman's Freaks list in 2024 and 2025. He holds the squat record for Iowa among offensive linemen. He also has the second heaviest clean. He had the fastest 10-yard split of any offensive lineman on Iowa. And the reported shuttle time would have been among the top in last draft class. So I got Logan Jones pretty high. He's also going to be an older prospect as well, which matters a little less. Even if you don't get a first down, you could give the defense a few minutes to rest. Yeah, but you need the first down. You need to show you can move the football. And we're going to get a handoff here to Williams, who's going to pick up maybe 2 yards, send it up 2nd and 8. Logan Jones will be 24 by the time of the draft. We got Chew. I'm scouting Sadiq and Rodriguez today for my partners or Panthers. I got you. Another handoff to Williams here. He makes a couple of guys miss. Here it is, the big run, the explosive run. He's out past the 40. He's out past midfield, down to the Oregon 40, inside the 40, maybe down to the 37. What a big run. Able to cut that sucker back after making 2 guys miss. There you go, Coach. Hey, you're not a wet dog, are you? Okay, you dried off a little. Thank you. Thank you, Gojo. Yeah, made Butcher and which I know I'm mispronouncing that last name, and Washington miss. Morning trying to drop it down to Williams, but nothing. Papa, dog's looking outside at the rain. Nice. That's the thing, man. This was like the most explosive run game in all of college football. Get it out to Williams again, who's going to pick up maybe 2, set up a 3rd and 8. All right, let's see how do you say Bryce's last name? Who is going to be at the Senior Bowl, by the way? Betcher. Bryce Betcher. There we go. Empty backfield for Texas Tech. 3rd and 8. Morton dropping back. Ball's tipped up. falls to the turf, it's going to be 4th and 8. If they want a field goal, it's going to be like a 54-yarder. All right, so here we are. We are going to get the 54-yarder officially. And it's no good. It is wide left. Still 3-0. Hope you didn't take the over in this game, boys and girls. Hope you didn't take the over. Oh, you took the under, Kirito? Nice. Nice call. I was hoping to see a little more offense. Because I don't know. I thought 50.5 might have been a little bit too low, but looking, it's right on point. He also took Texas Tech money line. Oh, Dante Moore has to get it out quick because of pressure. Moore makes one guy miss, but it's going to be like a 2-yard loss. 10:40 left in the second half, or the first half, excuse me. And looks like we might have a false start. Play blown dead. It's going to be 2nd and 7. Or 2nd and 17, excuse me. Can they make it a 3rd and manageable? If that's the case, you want to get about 9 to 10 yards here. They're going to go with a quick screen. Nice tackle there. Only going to pick up about 3. 3rd and 14. Woof. Oh, shucks. Didn't charge my phone last night when I got home. I'm at 27%. All right, here comes 3rd and 14. And they check down to Jamari Johnson, who's going to be close. He's still like 4 yards short. Also, if you don't know, which you probably don't, I haven't said anything. We're going to have an updated free agents video tomorrow for NFL free agency because we got some projected market values on some guys. We have some new free agents entering the fray. Oh, it's a fake pass or it's a fake punt and it's a first down. That's Tuioti with the reception. Fake punt pass. Looked like he was just going for that rugby kick, right? Nice. Uh, 6'5", 265 with arms for days. Anyone like that? I imagine Odafe Owe is going to resign. Let's see. I mean, Keldrick Falk's the obvious guy at like 6'6", maybe 275. He's going to have a lot of good length. There's Mateo Ui Ungalale. That's the thing. There's not going to be a lot of great length in this class when it comes to the edge group. I know. I'm sorry you're sad. None of those guys fit. Spag. I get it. I get it, Goj. Joshua Joseph, he's going to have a lot of length, but he's going to be around the 250 range. Oh, gosh. Kirito, don't do it. Told people at the start of the season this was Odafe Owe's last season with the Ravens. I mean, that made sense. He was going to be a free agent. Moving him at the trade deadline made sense. Not happy with the tweeners? Yeah. Other guys in this class, like there's Zion Young from Missouri. I don't know if he'll have like 34-inch arms though. I think he'll be closer to 33 than 34. Definitely going to be closer to 33 than 34. But he also got a DWI the minute the season ended. The minute he accepted his Senior Bowl invite. I think the Raiders should trade down and get a haul. I don't know if I'm on board with that. If you're going to get a new head coach this offseason, I think just send it. You're there. Get the quarterback and try to properly develop. All right, 1st and 10 for Oregon. Brandon, he's talking about Alohi Gilman, the safety. He was a part of the Odafe Owe trade. Honestly, I thought he was a better part of the trade, but Owe, if Owe is reaching his ceiling much higher than Gilman. All right, 1st and 10. You got Moore under center. He's going to hand it off here. Hill's going to pick up maybe 2. What up, Skater Boy? He's coming out of shotgun. Run back lined out to the left. Quick toss to, and that's still Hill, and it's a stop in the backfield. That's Roberts. Did I see Michigan's new coaching staff so far? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I saw that they brought in Beck officially today to be the OC. All right, it's 3rd and 10. Moore gets it out quick, but they're going to be short by like 4 or 5 yards. It's Gary Bryant with the reception. Oh, so they actually officially picked up 7 on that. Okay. Utah did it to themselves, Skater Boy. Utah did it to themselves. He's been displeased with Utah over the last 2 years. They did it to themselves. So they're going to go for it here on 4th and 4. We're going back out to the right. And he gets it to the running back. Noah Winnington, first down. Yeah, I saw Jay Hill got hired. I guess him and Winnington go back, or Winningham go back. I don't know where, though. Oh, it's Utah. Going back to 2013. They get it out to McClellan, I believe, for maybe 2 yards. Yeah, I knew it was like a long time ago. I just didn't know how long. Too Papa, too soon. That's pretty funny. Oh, we got a shot downfield, back shoulder. And they're saying Benson was in bounds. Big gain inside the 20. What a throw. That's an insane throw. Oh my gosh. Kenyon Sadiq got destroyed on that quick little screen. Bryce Pollock. I wonder if he comes back to Texas Tech. I liked how he's played this year. I think I actually did an eval on him earlier in the year. I haven't came back and checked on it though. Yeah, I did an eval earlier in the year, and I got him listed as returning. He's the guy that made Dalton Kincaid the tight end he is today. Freddie winning him. Ooh, what a run there by Davidson. Gets him down to the 2. It's gonna be 3rd and goal. Utah's got another tight end this year. He kind of popped off against Nebraska, going for like 100 some yards. Another handoff to Davidson. What a stand. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 2. Landon going for it on 4th and goal. What are your thoughts on Micah Simmons? I don't have any thoughts. I don't know who that is. Timeout? They're hiring him as the wide receivers coach. I'm unfamiliar with Micah Simmons. I don't know how long he's been the wide receivers coach at BYU. But they've kind of produced guys. And that's a timeout for Oregon. We got 4:12 left in the game. Or in the half, excuse me. Currently 3-0. Honestly, thought we would see more from the Red Raider offense. Aside from that 50-yard run, their offense has done nothing. Yeah, no, I think Michigan, they made the right call. I mean, after I knew, I kind of assumed DeBoer wasn't going. Apparently, they never reached out to Kenny Dillingham, which I think is a shame. But Winningham, I thought, okay, there we go. You get a proven coach that's going to establish the culture back in Michigan. Bro, I watched a Bears game where we can't get a stop, and now I watch where the offense can't do anything. Hey, well, at least she ain't a Dolphins fan. All right, here comes 4th and goal from the 2. It's been a 13-play drive for 62 yards. Everyone's stacked to the right. Sadiq in motion to the right. They're going to roll to the right. What a play. That was knocked down by David Bailey. That's a turnover on downs. Dude, this defense. This defense has been amazing for Texas Tech. Simmons is only 28, and he can probably help the wide receivers. Well, then you have to really go back to like what has BYU produced from the wide receiver position only the last few years. Imagine we're going to see a run here, handoff to Dickey. Going to get to about the 5-yard line, going to set up a 2nd and probably 7. 2nd and 6 officially. All right, Morton's going to drop back. They're only bringing 4. Morton going deep. It's very well contested. Incomplete. Now, did he coach Puka? That's the question. Did Simmons coach Puka? Again, I don't know how long Simmons has been there. All right, we got 3rd and 6. Looks like they're showing a 4 or 5-man blitz. Maybe 6. You got the slot coming in as well. And we got an audible. We're going to a more tight-knit formation. And they are bringing 5. Gets it over the middle. Nice catch. That's Terrence Carter. And we got another pass play. They're only bringing 4. He dumps it to the running back, but a little low to Dickey, and he had Dickey going the opposite way. Oh, shoot, man. We got a long day. I might have to switch to beanie. This hat's killing my ears. I think Mike Washington from Arkansas is going to be a day 3 stud. Oh, the running back? I hand off to Dickey. He's going to pick up a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 9. Yeah, Mike Washington, he's more shifty than you would expect from a big, and I mean big back. Mike is Simon? Is it Simon or Simmons? And if he's been there since 2015 and he's only 28, do the math. All right, we got a blitz come in. Morton gets it out. I think that's Aiken. 1st down. A fumble. No, Dickey fumbled. And that's Finney, who had the interception. No. Okay, he was a wide receiver. He was a wide receiver at BYU. All right. Signed with the Panthers as a UDFA in 2021. Had a stint with the BC Lions. Entered the coaching ranks. He was Northern Colorado's coach in 2023, which means he once have coached Puka. Benson gets it for about 8 yards, maybe 7, set up a 2nd and 3. You think Michigan gets John Henry Daly? You don't. Yeah, I mean, it's safe. It's always a safe assumption that players transfer and they follow their coaches wherever, especially when it comes to the group of 5. But there's so much talent in the transfer portal. Insane. Insane. The Red Raiders offense doing nothing but making the defense's job harder. We got a fumble, an interception, a missed field goal. Mike Simon coached wide receivers at the University of Utah under Jason Beck. Previously served as coaching. So he was at Utah prior. Wait, when was he at Utah? Was he only at Utah for a year? Yeah, he only had 1 year at Utah and it was this past season. So relatively unknown. He's a relative unknown. All right, let's look at some of these top prospects. Their dude, their tight end looked good yesterday. All right, yeah, dude, this whole sucker's filled with quarterbacks, man. If you need a quarterback, it's a good year to go get a quarterback out of the portal. From Rayola to stinking Lagway, Sorsby. I mean, a lot the assumptions Messmaker goes to Oklahoma State, but you don't truly ever know that. Assumption probably Bynum Brown goes to Auburn, but again, you just don't know that. Rocco Beck, Penn State, you just don't know that. I heard the favorite for Indiana is Hoover. Charles is in the portal too. You got Bo Perbula. A lot of good quarterbacks in the portal. All right, we got 2nd and 2 more in under center. We're gonna get a handoff here to Winnington. It's gonna set up 3rd and 1. Hollywood Smothers, baby, in the portal. Watch out. Don't look now. Oh, Carson Hansen's in the portal. I didn't see him hop into the portal. I didn't know that. You, the other running back, Saba, is in the portal too. 3rd and 1, and they actually, I think, lose a yard or 2 on that. What up, Izzy? How you doing, buddy? So they will be going for the field goal here to make it a 6-point game with a minute 37 left in the half. Oh, here's so many more teams screaming O-line, O-line, O-line going into this draft. Might not be the year for O-line, 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 though. Timeout by the Red Raiders. Kind of expected them to go for it since David Bailey has to come off the field. John Henry Daly earned All-American honors for the Utes. He is an older prospect, though. I don't know if he went on a mission trip, but I do know he's an older prospect. Bailey or Daly, excuse me. Yeah, he's from the 2021 class, started at BYU, went on a mission trip for 2 years to Brazil. So we'll be going into his 6th year, super senior next season for John Henry Daly, which is fair. It kind of looks like his frame's maxed out. Field goal is good. 6-point game. 6 not in. 6 not in. I think Bailey would have been able to stay on the field for the 4th down call because of the timeout that the Red Raiders called. Bro, Skater Boy, I'm telling you. They may list him as a sophomore. That's because he's from the 2021 class, but he had a 2-year mission trip. So his official freshman year didn't start till 2023, where he redshirted. Then he was a redshirt freshman in 2024, redshirt sophomore this season, will be a redshirt junior next year. But prior to arriving at BYU, he was on a 2-year mission trip. That's why you got to check out them Utah and BYU prospects. They go on those mission trips, so you got to add 2 years to their age or to what you think their age may be. Yeah. Yeah, so essentially 6-year senior. He's part of the coaching staff at this point. Yeah. I mean, dude, yeah. I mean, hey, John Henry Daly may be a men among boys, but dude, that dude was pretty dominant. The frame looks, it may look maxed out, but it's a good frame. He's a thick boy. All right, here comes the Red Raiders. You're down 1 score. It's insane to still be in this game. He tries to force it to Terrence Carter. It's well contested. It's going to be 2nd and 10. All right, Morton dropping back. It's a quick screen. He had to pump fake it because of the defense jumped it. They will get like 4 yards on the screen to Virgil. Clock is running. We got 1:10 left in the half. 3rd and 5. You got Eakin in motion or Aiken. Hey, Ananiah here, rooting on his Ducks. 4-man rush. Morning, having him maneuver the pocket. He's going to try to run it. He does a little spin move and he picks up a yard. It's going to be 4th and 4, 4th and 3 officially. Offensive tackle or offensive guard and center. Get more defensive tackles and edges too. Yeah. Yeah. Chargers need to address the trenches this offseason in general. They have a lot of cap space. So if they want to retain some guys on that interior, like Tyre Tart, they can. They have a lot of free agents at DT. I see them probably retaining Odafe Owe. When it comes to the offensive line, I think you could let a lot of those parts go. Really, the only guys that I think for sure you want to keep, obviously, Joe Alt, which he's under contract. Rashawn Slater, he's under contract. He signed a new deal prior to the season. And then Mekhi Becton, who you signed. So halftime adjustments needed badly for Texas Tech. Offensively, yeah, Kirito, I bet you're frustrated. What is the record for transfers by one player? How many teams? I don't know specifically. We got a fair catch. Benson, they're going to mark it down at the 22. If you could look at like Kevin Coleman, who played at Mizzou this year, a wide receiver, through 4 years, he was at 4 different teams. Let's see. So I don't know if there's a record per se. But he started his career at Jackson State, went to Louisville the next year, went to Mississippi State the year after that, and then ended up in Missouri this year. And I mean, I just know that off the top of my head because I was like, wow, that's wild. Denver Harris, which I don't even remember where he's at now, but he kind of did the same thing. Nice pass to Benson, who gets out of bounds. 33 seconds left. Denver Harris, but Denver Harris had like behavioral character issues. Denver Harris is currently at UNLV, but he started his career at Texas A&M, then LSU, then UTSA, and then UNLV this year. Or are they going to call him in bounds? I mean, they get the first down, but get the catch to Moore. They're at their own 40. But yeah, he's another guy that's been at a different school all 4 years. All right, Moore having to step up in the pocket. Finds a wide open Jamari Johnson for some good yardage. TJ Finney has played 5 schools. That dude, yeah, that's wild that he's back in the portal. How much eligibility does this guy have? It's insane. Oh, Dante Moore fumbled snap and they're back to midfield. He has to hop back on it. Or are they going to call a timeout? Time is ticking. Late timeout. I wonder how much. Oh, that was just a bad snap by my boy Poncho. Oh, I don't think Bane has a motor problem. I think he's got one of the better motors in this class. He plays with so much urgency. TJ Finley equals Kirk Cousins. Dude, Poncho having a rough game here. Coy Detmer. Is he from the? I imagine he's from the Detmer family. Uncle's Ty Detmer. Ty Detmer played in the NFL. Dante Moore. He's scrambling out. He's chucking it. He gets it. I think that's Jamari Johnson again, down at about the 33. And that is the half. There is a flag. If you're unfamiliar, Ty Detmer, I believe he was a former first-round pick. 9th-round pick. Sorry, he came out in the 1991 draft. 9th-round pick. Stuck around the league for a long time, from 1992 to 2005. So holding on the right guard. 3 seconds left on the clock. They're going to redo second down. Did his father play in the NFL? He did. So his father, Coy, was drafted in the 7th round of the 1997 draft. Played for the Eagles for about 9-ish years. I was going to say, I recognize the Detmer. I recognize Detmer, but I'm unfamiliar with Detmer Jr. And they're going to kneel this down and take it into half, with it being 2nd and 33 from their own 41. Won't even snap it. Let the clock tick away. What center do I think gets drafted highly? I think it's Connor Lew. Why wasn't I live last night? Because I was hanging out with my buddy who was an Ohio State fan. And I say was. Dude, I mean, Texas Tech being in a one-score game with how the offense is played is a miracle. Yeah, a bit of rough go at it for the Red Raiders, but man, one-score game is nuts. It is crazy. It is a one-score game right now. Notre Dame getting a clause that, dude, yeah, no, I don't think that clause will come to pass. I'm not even worried about that. Because you know what happens? Notre Dame, with their schedule getting easier year to year, you're just not going to see them in the top 12 ever. Let's see. Looks like more people are mad about ESPN showing replays during like up tempo plays than Texas Tech's lack of an offense. I think both Glasgow and Taylor Decker retire from the Lions this year? Could be. Yesterday's game was heartbreaking. Not for me. Dusty, how you doing, buddy? Dude, how about them Canes indeed? Matter of fact, we oughta leave it up here. Leave the shame up here. Hurricanes were so good last night, man. Carson Beck not turning it over once. So clutch. At least not throwing an interception. I think we had a couple of fumbles last night. I know Mark Fletcher fumbled on the second drive inside the 20. Malachi Tony had a fumble. Might have had 2 fumbles. Between the yellow flash on the score bug and the replays, ESPN is fumble it. Dude, last night, I'm trying to watch the Miami game, and every time they flash to go to a new down, it was that yellow flash, and I thought there was a flag on the play. It was messing with me. Dude, Texas Tech just needs a quarterback. That's what they need. Who's Brent Kuthi? Freddie Winahan produced him and Dalton Kincaid. Oh, who's Brent Kuthi? Is Kuthi coaching now? Brent Kuthi was like, he was more of a big slot, but that'd be so cool if Kuthi's coaching. I don't see anything that says he's coaching. He was a guy that dealt with a lot of injuries late in his career at Utah, though. Yo, Michael Irvin looked like he was going to run on for a player too. Dude, Michael Irvin's nuts. I love it. Dustin, you're ready for the offseason? I feel that. I'm a Dolphins fan. I feel that 100%. I don't see any NFL team with the top 10 pick passing on an offensive or defensive line guy for one of these wide receivers or running backs. Jeremiah Love, I think the right team, if a team has an offensive line that can facilitate a high-end running back, then yeah, we're going to see Love probably go in the first half of the draft. Does that mean top 10? I don't know. Wide receiver, dude, I'm in on the wide receivers in this class. People want to keep making the same mistake when it comes to Ohio State wide receivers and just not draft them in the top of the first round. Did it with JSN, did it with the Emeka Ibuka. Just learn your lesson. Carnell Tate's going to be a good player in the NFL, whether that be a wide receiver too or something more. As long as the medicals check out with Jordan Tyson, he should be a top 5 pick, in my opinion. I love Mekhi Lemon. I get the concerns with the size and the lack of like true explosiveness. Bro, I was telling myself that was going to be a yellow flash, and I was still getting, dude, I was getting tricked all last night. I was like, flag. Oh no, that's just them changing it to third down. Dude, it ticked me off, Kirito. It was ticking me off last night. Dante Moore is saving us. I credit you 100% for being high on David Bailey first. Was I the first one high on David Bailey? Admittedly, coming into the year, though, I had him in the top 50 just because I was like, oh, all these guys lack length. How high can you really take these dudes? And then, dude, it was like quickly. I think it was probably the Utah game where I was like, no, David Bailey is going to be a top half of the first round guy. I've been slamming my fist down for him as a potential top 5 player the last month. David Bailey landing spots if you need pass rush. Any team that needs pass rush. A lot of QB link Minnesota. So let's go through this crazy QB court carousel rumors again. Are you talking about for the Vikings? Maybe a veteran quarterback. I had to beg you to watch him. Dude, I watched him over the summer. Stop. I watched him over the summer. You didn't have to beg me. He was a summer watch. Alex really liked him coming into the year too. Who's better, Bailey or Ruben Bain? They're two very different styles of pass rusher. They both may lack length, but we're talking about a 20-pound difference. Bailey, he's gonna have more length, but he's like again 20 pounds lighter. He's an explosive guy. That's who he is. Ruben Bain, he's not gonna beat you with explosiveness, but his pass rush toolbox is insane. Might have the quickest hands in this class. He's so good at being able to end engagement. The lack of length shows up with the lack of finishing sacks. It's just something that shows up. But I don't care. I don't care if you get sacks or not. Show me the guys who can get consistent pressure, who are actually causing disruption in the passing game. Skater Boy, do you think Devin Dampier transfers to Michigan to give them a senior QB who knows Jason Beck's stuff? No, I think Dampier probably wants to play. And if they retain Underwood, he's not playing. Dusty, I agree that Vikings need to stick with JJ, but they could go out and look for a veteran quarterback. Carson Beck's a free agent. I don't know what Brosmer's shown you to make you think he can be your backup right now. I would still be active trying to get a backup. All right, I'm going to hit the restroom real quick. I'll be back in a sec. Come and coach. All right, we're back. I say we're back. I do have to check out something. Come on. Okay. Oh. All right, I'll be back. Actually, I might just do this real quick for my kiddo. I'm gonna turn off the sound. You get called by the stadium elevator. Got it. Dude, I can't believe Miami beat Ohio State last night. What a just I feel good with my life. Just I feel so content. If you don't know, officially the transfer portal opens tomorrow for the next 2 weeks. Be on the look for that sucker. Be on the look for that. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Hey, Ari. You looking to play Pokemon? Alright, I got your power plant. It was in the elevator. Yeah, it's in the stage now. There you go. Don't you mean thank you? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, back to the chat. Back to the chat. Just had to take care of something for my daughter. Get that baby, bro. I do get that baby. All right. Let's see. Oh, I missed a few of y'all's comments. Right tackle on the Canes raised his stock. Dude, Francis Manoa, he didn't raise his stock. He's always been a top half of the first round guy. He's been my OT1 since the summer. It's just people are going to question if he could stay at tackle in the NFL. Broshmo not backing up for JJ McCarthy. He is net 6 passing yards. We need solid. Definitely get a backup. To Papa, who or how many top guys sit out of the combine this year? Ooh, I don't know about that one. I mean, typically you assume the guys that sit out the combine, it's either via injury, they got banged up, just wait for their pro day. So home turf advantage to perform. Or guys that just think they aren't gonna perform well. That all I can do is hurt my stock by running slow at the combine. But I think you still want to do team drill, or you still want to do the individual, like the on the field drills. That's the best. That's the best way to put it. The on the field drills, because son of a gun, dude. Malachi Starks. He went on there and was like, "Yeah, I might not test out great or as fast as people want me to, and I'm a safety, so I'm already undervalued." But ends up being one of the fastest guy during the on the field drills. Why don't Lions move Tate Ratledge to center? You can tell he's going to be a better center than Glasgow. I mean, dude, that's a question for the stinking Lions. I mean, I'm okay with him at guard, and I get it. You're comfortable with Glasgow. I mean, Glasgow legitimately, though, it's not like he's not played guard, you know? He's done everything for that squad. But he's a guy where his best football is definitely behind him. This is what dude, Kirito's just still in it. Saying needs to learn to throw the ball and not take 10-yard sacks. To be fair, him taking 10-yard sacks has been a recent development. Where do you think Nick Marsh lands? I'm not too sure. I don't have my ear to the transfer portal like that. It's not like I got like sources or anything. I just try to like connect dots. And when it comes to Nick Marsh, it's not like I have no idea where Jonathan Smith went or if he's coaching on a team. I don't know if Nick Marsh wants to follow Jonathan Smith. Yeah. Smith currently doesn't even have a job, so it's like you can't connect the coaching dot. So I really have no idea. Could Miami finally return to the championship game? Dude, now with Ohio State out, this whole field feels wide open. We'll see how Indiana performs against Alabama, which could be a big indicator about like, okay, well, maybe Indiana's just the juggernaut. Why does Texas Tech have a QB2 and who does Texas Tech's current QB2? Will Hammond's out for the year, so I don't currently know who the QB2 is. Kirito probably knows. Honestly, I should probably just see if Kirito answered that in the chat. Miami lost to SMU and Louisville. Ohio State had a bad day. Yeah, good teams have bad days. That's what happens. You look at a talent perspective, though, Miami's a studded team. Carson Beck is going to go higher than people think. Yes, he is. Just because of all that experience. He can be a decent backup in the NFL. Tate Ratledge did begin the year at center, Skater Boy. I think he went through training camp as ideally going to be the starting center. And then they adjusted stuff as injuries surfaced, I suppose. Arch Manning's ears, hindrance or advantage? Golly. Gojo is a smart dog, and I have the same picks. Gojo is incredibly smart. Probably should have went with his picks myself. Actually, I still can. Instead, like an idiot, I played the over-under game, which I already know I suck at. Don't know why I did it. I'm out here getting cold feet. Is it legal for Arch to? Oh my gosh, we're talking about Arch's ears. I don't think I've been more uninvested in a conversation than I am right now. La. Getting a buy in the first round does not seem to be working. Texas Tech. Oof. Whack on offense. If you want to be real, yeah, it feels like having a buy has been a bit of a hindrance for these teams. They need the first and the second round to be home games. I think that's the problem. Man, do I trust Oregon to pull away? Probably. Dumbo. Oh my gosh. Skateboy. Yeah, if you look at his stats at center in preseason, he didn't allow Jared Goff to get hit or tackled behind the line or sacked, and that was during all three pro. Okay. Nice. So I don't know why the Lions actually made the switch to him at guard. It had to be an injury thing. Not with Ratledge, but other guys on the line. I have to go look. All right, teams are taking the field again. Here, I got a spreadsheet for Detroit where I just kind of follow things as the year goes on. Let's see. I know they've had a lot of tackles banged up this year because Decker's been dealing with the shoulder. Manu hit IR. Oh yeah, Mahogany was on IR for a spell with the knee injury. Glasgow missed a game with the knee injury. Uh, okay, okay. So there are your injuries that kind of forced them to shuffle stuff up. Yeah, off the top, I think for one, first and second round needs to be bye games or needs to be home games. And then I kind of agree with Dan Lannon. Let's wrap this sucker up by the first week of January because then we won't have so many guys who go far in the college football playoff that accepted Senior Bowl invites decide not to come. All right, we got a handoff here to Williams, who gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be second and 11. Let's get the game cast back up here. Did you hear footsteps or was it in the stand? Buys affect the timing of the QBs and wide receivers. I don't know. It's such a small sample size right now when it comes to the college football playoff. And I don't think Morton's been great. Another ball batted at the line. Morton, oh, well, this time from the Oregon defensive line. Uh, Straight up, man. It's such a small sample size. I didn't think Morton was that great of a quarterback anyway. All right, second and 11. Morton dropping back. And he's going to kick it out to Terrence Carter. And he's asking the dude to do too much. Dumps it off for 3 yards. All right, get the rest of the 8. Come on, bro. Yeah, I'm on board with honestly, I don't know what they're going to do to change the college football playoff in terms of making sure the most deserving teams deserve to get in, but they need to change it to where it's like we're wrapping this up sooner. Oh, Malik Benson with the return. He's out past midfield down to about the Texas Tech 40. Woof. But yeah, dude, the second round needs to be home games. It needs to be home games. Jim Harden just signed with Michigan. He's the O-line coach for Utah. Dude, yeah, that's actually clutch, Skater Boy. That's actually clutch. I do think Oregon is better, though. I agree. Did you win any fantasy leagues this year? Only one. I won one redraft league. In my content creator league, I lost to RBT in the championship game, and I had such a better team than him. Just crapped the bed last week. Handoff to Winnington's going to pick up about 2 yards. Should Oregon have a play called the Flying V? If they played hockey. All right, Moore dropping back. He's dumping into the running back out of the backfield, who's going to be just short of the first, maybe by a yard, 2 yards. You think you would think college football would benefit from following the NFL model? I think when it comes to their offseason, I have no problems with how the regular season's done. We need to figure out something with the playoff, and I think it all hinges on just give the group of 5 give them their own playoff and make sure they get as much money as whoa, man. Moore almost with a crazy good catch. It's going to be 2nd and 2 though. No touchdown for Oregon. This game is wild. They've had their shots. But dude. The big reason the group of 5's like we don't want to miss out on that big boy college football playoff money. Now, how do you do that? You're going to have to pay the group of 5. You're going to have to pay the group of 5. Make sure they get money. Oh my gosh, they're going for it on 4th and 2, and Moore's going to run for it. He's got blockers, but he's not going to make it. He's a yard short. That's a turnover on downs. That is like what, the 3rd turnover on downs this game? Dude, Texas Tech's defense bailing them out. G5 aren't competitive. That's not true. That's not fair. They're not competitive with the Power 4, but that's because of how the current system in place. G5 teams can't really build their squads because they recruit in Power 4 players that either want more playing time or just things haven't gone their way at the Power 4. But then those players are looking to establish names for themselves and then move back to the Power 4. It's become kind of a filtering system or a feeder system. I'm not going to take shots at the group of 5 because I enjoy group of 5 football quite a bit. I just think 14 allows you to put the group of 5 in, and Texas and Notre Dame could have still. I think adding to the college football playoff is a terrible idea. I'm fine with 12 teams. I'm okay with that. If you want to add more, I'm totally against it. Call me crazy. I think the college football playoff should be hard to get into. When we're talking about 3 lost teams getting into the college football playoff, I'm kind of tuning out. I'm sorry. I'm kind of tuning out. If you got 3 losses, I don't think you did enough to deserve to get into the college football playoff. I just don't. How's the most overrated edge in the draft Bailey doing? He's demolishing both Oregon's tackles. So overrated? I disagree. Might need to rethink that title, Mr. Draft Guru. Notre Dame doesn't deserve anything until they join a conference. No, they shouldn't be forced to join a conference. But their schedule's got to get better. See. Was Clayton? Who's Clayton Tune? He started in QB versus for the Vikings. Is he still with the Cardinals? Where is Clayton Tune? Clayton Tune used to play, I think, at Houston. He was from a few drafts ago, maybe 3 or 4 drafts ago. Oh, he's with the Packers. Oh, that's right. Malik Willis is out. That's wild. People saying group of 5 sucks. And all, yeah, JMU put up more points against Oregon than anybody else has this season. Yeah, but to be fair, let's look at how many points that they went into. Oh, Morden off target to Williams on the screen is going to set up 3rd and 11. What was the score in the first half of that game? All right, so James Madison put up 6 points in the first half. It was literally 34-6. There was a certain game script. I'm just saying the defense in the first half wasn't the same defense for Oregon in the second half. There was some complacency. Oh, Morton strip sack. Oh my gosh. Ui Ungalale strips it and runs with it inside the 5. Oh my gosh. Morton having the worst game of his life. Bro. If Oregon can't score a touchdown here, then golly, you're cooked. Like, what are we doing? If they want the best regular season games, some people will have 3 losses. Well, that's different. I'm talking about, okay, so Caleb, that's different in terms of, I'm talking about this season. If teams want to rev up their non-conference schedule, then yeah, you take into consideration the strength of schedule and whatnot. But as this year, Texas was never really a consideration for me to make the college football playoff. Touchdown, Oregon. And there it is. The Ducks are up 2 scores officially. Dude, Danny, that's hyperbolic. That's not true. Both those tackles don't suck. They're solid tackles. I'm not saying they get drafted higher or anything. But you don't, just because you want to diminish what David Bailey's been doing, I don't see it that way. I don't try to fit my opinion. I don't try to fit what I'm seeing around my opinion. I fit my opinion around what I'm seeing. I think I said that right. I don't know. All right, we got a 13-0 ball game. All right, I'm having a little trouble keeping up with the chat now. I'm getting behind. David Bailey faced both Caleb Lomu and Spencer Fano, who are first-round picks. What are we doing? Happy New Year's, by the way, Danny. Happy New Year's. I like this discussion, by the way, Danny. I like this discussion. This is a good discussion. Discussions like this should be had about every prospect. Jets gain. I made it. I just took the under at 26 points. At least you didn't take the under at 50.5. The 1 and 2 seeds should get to choose which bowl games they want to play in. No, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. You want to solve the college football playoff? We could keep it at 12 teams. I'm okay with that. Give the group of 5 their own playoff. Figure it out. Figure it out to where they're financially happy with that. And then you could get the 12 most deserving teams from the Power 4 into the college football playoff. And then from there, top seeds should get buys in the first and the second rounds. What are we doing here? Oh, Danny, they're way light. They're like, both of them are like 300 plus pounds. Jets gain. How do you feel as a Dolphins fan knowing the Jets about to have a future QB, their future QB, and the Dolphins are going to have the worst QB in the division? Well, that's not necessarily true because we don't know how the rookie will turn out. I would say I'd be optimistic though if I were the Jets. Um, Dude, I've been feeling this way with Tua for a hot minute, bro. John, no, I don't care. No, they shouldn't choose the location. It should be a home game. You shouldn't choose the location. No, these teams shouldn't get to choose where they want to play. Because then how are you gonna what are you gonna just decide, whoever the top seed is, because the college football committee said they were the top seed, they get first choice of where they want to play? No, just make it so the top seeds in the first round get buys or get home games, and then the teams that got buys home games as well. And then you could throw this out, like throw the next 4 games, or the next 2 games. You could have your Orange and Bowl and Sugar Bowl and whatever Lottie Da, and then you could kind of have a rotating system of bowls each year, like we used to have with the BCS. Let's see. Dude, Danny, you realize you're talking about, for some people, Spencer Fano, for a consensus. The consensus of people, the large majority of people think Spencer Fano is not just a top 10 player, but the best tackle in this class. Caleb Lomu, you will not see him not drafted in the first round for the most part. To say he didn't play competitions, I would say is, or he hasn't played top talent, is incorrect or disingenuous. Yeah, home games until the Final Four, I'm on board with. Do you think we should trade 3 and get more picks, build the defense up more, and get no, don't get a quarterback at 27 because there's not a quarterback worth pick 27. Oh, in the 2027 draft. Jets game. The only problem with that is if I'm Aaron Glenn, I don't believe that I'm not going to be fired. Like, they have to have something at quarterback this year. If I'm Aaron Glenn and we kind of rinse and repeat next season with this season, then I imagine I'm going to get fired. So I have to have a quarterback this year. I don't know who that guy is, but I have to have a quarterback. I don't know if it's in the draft. I don't know if it's via free agency or a trade, but they have to have a quarterback. No, Mark Fletcher's not a first rounder. Not this year or next year. And John is right. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. It's much appreciated, much obliged. Y'all already know we're here all day. We're going to be doing the other playoff games. There are really only 4 or 5 teams who truly have a chance to even win it all. That's not true, though. If you're making the case we should include Vandy and Texas because there's really only 4 or 5 teams that could win it, then let's cut down the playoff. Add into the playoff just makes no sense then. But that's not even true. Oklahoma, Bama, they've had close games this year. You had Miami and A&M went down to the wire. Miami just beat Ohio State, who was a 1-loss team heading into the playoff. Texas Tech and Oregon. Listen, I know the offenses look trash for Texas Tech. It's a 2-score game. Texas defenses came to show up. All right. So we got currently a 3rd and 5. I just got some food, some biscuits and gravy with some eggs. I'm going to go ahead and partake in that. So I'm going to move the mic away from my mouth so you don't hear me going. "Ah, ah, ah, ah." Got Terrence Carter in motion and they get him out to him quick. And he gets the first down. All right, we're going to get a fake handoff. Morton dropping back. And he's going deep over the middle. Intercept. Almost intercepted. Thought that was picked. Oh, look at that. Gotta love having a beard. Gotta love having a beard. Yeah, no sushi. No sushi. The wifey's pregnant, so no seafood. Thank you, by the way. Thank you off the top. What do you think Raiders should do? Should they trade pick 1 to a start? No, I think Raiders just sticking and pick it. Sticking and pick it. Especially like if you believe in one of the guys in this draft, sticking and pick it. You're in a rebuild anyway. Jim Harden had ties to Michigan. Well, I guess the state of Michigan. That's cool. Should take Pavia, cuz dude. I don't think Diego is gonna draft it, unfortunately. Jets versus Raiders. Who's closer to winning? It really depends on what the Raiders do this offseason to blow it up. I would lean Jets because it does feel like the offense is a quarterback away. Ah. Oh, thank you, Danny. Oh, what a is that Thiemann? Thiemann. Big little loss. Big little loss. By big little loss, I mean it's gonna be 3rd and 11. Dude, man, just having these long 3rd downs, man. Especially when Morton's playing like crap. All right, Morton gets out quick. What a catch by Terrence Carter. Terrence Carter literally doing everything that he could to get close to that first down. I think it's going to be like 4th and 2, though. All right, 4th and 1. You need it. They're coming out in a Wildcat. Williams keeps it, and he's not going to be close. He's going to be about 2 yards short on 4th and 1. Which just speaks volumes that you take Morton out on 4th and 1. In my opinion. I mean, you put in 2 running backs, take your quarterback off the field. You're just screaming, we're running it. I've got a handoff that's Hill. Nice 6-yard gain. Another handoff here to Hill. No, that's Jordan Davis. Never mind. It's going to be like a 3rd and 2. All right, 3rd and 1. Here it comes. And Moore's going to throw for it. He's going to scramble and grab it. Do I like the wideout out of UConn? Skylar Bell? Yeah, I think he's like a good early day 3 option, maybe. All right, I'm going to put this away real quick. Hi, guys. No, actually, can I get a... Yeah? Yeah? All right, I'll catch you later. Ronnie, can you sit down, bud? All right, 2nd and 8. Woo! Moore's going to keep it. Lowers the shoulder. Why? Thoughts on the Canes, dude? It was a great night last night. It was a night of much celebration. Is Trinidad a draftable player? If he comes out in this class, he is, just because it's not A lot of great quarterback talent in this class. All right, they're going to hand it down on third and 4. They're going to be about 2 yards short, though. It's going to be 4th and 2. Canes got lucky? Nah, dude. I don't think they got lucky. I think Ohio State just played a bad game like they did in Indianapolis. We don't know if Trinidad can come back to Ole Miss yet. He's got a waiver working right now. Sadiq in motion on 4th and 2. Here comes the pressure. It goes over the middle, and it's intercepted. That's Roberts. Dude, this defense just keeps producing. That is 4th and 2. I get Dante Moore. Got to have it, so just force the throw somewhere. What round do I see Akeem Messidor being drafted in? Well, he's an older prospect. It's a problem. I don't see first round projection on him. I also think he's a bit more of a bull in a china shop. I would say probably a day 2 guy at best. I'll see. I mean, I'm going to be reshuffling my rankings coming up, so we'll see. Do I think Chambliss would follow Lane? Could. Was Reese even on the field last night? Yeah, he was getting after the passer. I think he had like 4 pressures last night. 2 pressures, excuse me. 2 pressures on 9 pass rushing snaps with a win rate of 11%. Don't know the alignment on those, though. So it could have been blitzes, could have been actually put up on the line. Actually, let's go look at his actual snap distribution last night. All right. So he did have 28 plays on the line of scrimmage where he lined up outside of the tackle. So I'm assuming he only pulled 9 pass rushes from that. Then the other 31 snaps, he was playing a variety of different linebacker roles. Did manage to play in the slot on 2 snaps, 4 snaps, something like that. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up. It's always much appreciated, much obliged. Danny, I was talking with Bengal about this in our mock draft. I need to watch, sit down and watch Reese just specifically as an edge. Just look at what he did on the edge. My current eval is just what he brings to the table in general. Yeah, linebacker class is really good. I just watched two guys I actually liked quite a bit yesterday. All right, Williams picking it up about 4 yards. Going to set up 2nd and 6. I watched Justin Jefferson, the Alabama linebacker, along with Caleb Alarms from TCU. I think those were 2 quality players, man. I think they're fringe top 100 early day 3 guys. I was pleasantly surprised. I don't think Reese had a bad night. Kenyatta Jackson, I mean, think about it. Kenyatta was taking on sticking um Francis Maui Noah. I mean, he did lead the team in pressures. To be fair, nobody was getting pressure. Yeah, it looks like all those pressures may have came Markel Bell's way. All right, we got a running back draw where Williams is going to be close to the first down. It's going to be about a 3rd and 3. And Williams is going to be maybe he thought Williams was going to be short, but I think he managed to stay up and actually get past the line of scrimmage. All right, they're going to call it first down. I like it. Who do I prefer, CJ Allen or Anthony Hill Jr.? I don't know. I'd probably lean Allen because I think he really improved in coverage, but I think those guys are going to be very close to one another. So, all right, they're taking the first down to review. Deontay Lawson, people are sleeping on. I need him to, well, for one, I need him to measure out like he's not skinny. And it just feels like he leaves a lot of meat left on the bone when it comes to some plays. If I could just confirm he's not a skinny boy. Because like when I saw verifieds for the spring being like 218, and I'm like, I get he's coming off the ACL. That makes me queasy, 218. They drop it to Williams. Picks up maybe a couple of yards. And Williams going to pick up about 6 yards there, set up 3rd and 1. Do you think Giants should trade for Mendoza? No. Why would they trade for Mendoza? Yeah, I still gotta watch Red Murdoch. I haven't got to some of those Shrine Bowl guys yet. And Williams, man, he's been doing all the work on this drive. So was London Fletcher, and he was one of the best linebackers in the NFL. Yeah, but then you're betting on the exception. You don't bet on the exception early in the draft, or at least not in the first, like, you don't bet on exceptions, I think, in the first round. You can, I think, if there's enough production there. But on top of asking to bet on the exception, you're telling me I should do it at the linebacker position. Terrence Carter, nice catch. They're inside the red zone. We have a game. They could get into the end zone here. Trade Dart for Mendoza? That's stupid. Why would they do that? No. That's so stupid. Why? And who's making that trade? Who's taking, like, oh, yeah, we'll take Dart? No, they're going to have to pay so much for Mendoza. It's going to cost more than just Dart, too. I don't believe his only knock isn't he's 5'10". That's not true. Yeah, Texas Tech moving. Watch out. Kirido's feeling hope. Mm-mm. I don't have Jacob Rodriguez at 5'11", 220. Let's see. Oh, I actually gotta go here. So, uh, so I have Jacob Rodriguez. His summer. Oh, these are estimated though. I don't think I have verifies on him. But summer estimate had him at 6', 332. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. That is ha quality caffeine. Let's see. Did I say 332? 232. That's on me. That's on me. Not necessarily, Danny. All right, Dickey making one guy miss. Gets nowhere though. It's gonna be second and goal at their own 9. That's not necessarily true, Danny. Some guys measure in at what they were listed at college. Some guys come in bigger, some guys come in smaller. Oh, they toss it to Carter, but he's got nowhere to go. Man, he's going to lose a yard or two. It's going to set up a third and goal from like the 10 or the 11. All right, Morin dropping back, going to the corner of the end zone, and it's intercepted. It's Finney with his second pick of the day. Strong performance by this Oregon defense. Strong performance. Yeah, it's a terrible day for a Tech offense, man. We got a handoff to Winnington, who's going to pick up 4, and now we begin to try to tick this clock down. Second and 7. Winnington lined up to the right. We got a tight formation. Too high, too low. It's going to be a toss. He's going to pick up maybe about 4. All right, coming out and they're looking to stop the run, coming out in cover 1. But yeah, Dante Moore is going to try to run it. He is going to be stopped though. And that's J-Rod. Hey man, y'all are all over the place when it comes to J-Rod. Wow. All right, still a lot of clock if Texas Tech wants to turn on the offense at some point. There is a flag. Offside on the defense. What are we doing? Bro, that's insane. Bro. Dang, man. All right, coming out in the pistol is Oregon after the first down from the penalty. Deer Hill picking up like 4 or 5 yards. Now Davidson back out there. Oh, Davidson and Hill. They got Hill motioning out, and they get it out to him quick on the swing. Picks up good amount of yards. It's going to set up like a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. All right, here comes 3rd and 3. And they get it out to the running back for a good amount of yards. Ooh, nasty hit, though. Down at about the Texas Tech 34, 33. And they're gonna have Dante Moore scrambling. He's tripped up by Romello Height. So maybe like a 3-yard gain there. Man. All right. 2nd and 7. They're gonna get the handoff to Lamar here. Or Limmer. It's gonna get to the line of scrimmage, set up 3rd and 7. You got Rodriguez lined up over the A gap. And he's coming in on a blitz. Oh, golly, that got there quick. We'll be short. It's going to be 4th and like 3. Dante Moore got rocked. And looks like we're going to get a timeout. No, that's Alex Harkey down. He will be at the Senior Bowl with Isaiah World. Woof. I wonder if they go for it here. I figured maybe just kick the field goal. Hey, Jonte Cook's back in the transfer portal. Former Texas receiver, played at Syracuse this year. Was good until and what was there? Angeloni or whatever? Their quarterback that got banged up, and then their whole season just went to hell. It was the second Syracuse like receiver that had like good production to hit the transfer portal too. Dang, BYU, they actually got a lot of players hitting the portal. I don't think Dante Moore's losing money. I think he's had an all right game. I mean, his only pick came on a 4th down where you have to have it. So, yeah, just throw it up. 26-33. That's not half bad. That's not half bad. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of World. All right, they're going for the field goal here. And it's good. 16-0. Oh man, so glad Brennan is gone after this year. I can't stand to watch this bum play anymore. Yeah, Kirito. Well, you still got about 8 minutes left of it, so good luck, bud. Kirk Signetti, the legend himself, walking in on the Rose Bowl. I mean, technically, Texas Tech's not done yet. 2-score game, 8 minutes left. They're not done. Oh, Kirito. Sorry, buddy. Baron Morton overthrowing Williams. Dude, they've really targeted Williams out of the backfield today. Like a lot. Is there a false start? Offside? Blow it dead real quick. And it's a false start. Oh, the center moved the football. No, Signetti's not going to the NFL. He just signed an extension. And all his coordinators signed extensions too. Signetti's going nowhere. And goes over the middle to Terrence Carter, who breaks one tackle, but golly, Oregon rallied. Will be a third and manageable. And dude, dumps it to Williams, who has to make multiple guys miss. They're short of it. They're gonna have to go for it. Nintendo Mike, no one can anticipate injury, bro. You said Colts were not safely in the playoffs. That was back when they had a healthy Daniel Jones. If you think Daniel Jones not being healthy didn't affect the outcome, I think you're incorrect. Oh, we got a sack here. That's Tui Totu. Tui Odi, excuse me. Tried to freestyle that last name. Tui Oti. Bro, I don't understand why Williams wasn't on the field for the last 3 plays on that drive. The one guy that is your spark, and you handed to the guy that fumbled. Well, okay, Dickey's been good this year, though. Dickey's been good this year. Just asking a question. I do like Mendoza, but everyone thinks he's the next Peyton Manning because their quarterback class is so bad. Is that a fair question? Well, it's a different quarterback class. And there's no way to know he's the next Manning. There's no way to know that. I mean, shoot. Some of these quarterbacks go to bad locations and don't work out till they get to their second team. So he wasn't playing well after the well, he wasn't playing bad, but he was playing with a fractured fibula since like what, week 3? Yeah, bad location does kill a lot of guys. I mean, dude, yeah. Look, Gino was able to revive his career 10 years later. Sam Darnold. I mean, shoot, it took him multiple locations. Baker Mayfield. People thought Baker was, well, at least the Browns thought Baker was cooked. And I mean, he had what, 2 stops in between Cleveland and Tampa Bay. What was it? Panthers and then Rams, right? And Ty Simpson making his way to the field. Excuse me, not the field. The stadium. Ibuka was your wide receiver 1 last year? That's solid. Mine was Tetero McMillan. I mean, shoot, last year's class was actually kind of nice at wide receiver. I liked Luther Burden too. Burden, when given the opportunity, was really good last year, or really good this year. He's just been a little banged up. Really, it's just the Travis Hunter injury. Matthew Golden, just him and Jordan Love have no chemistry. And then, I mean, he got banged up. Higgins has come on late. All right, 2nd and 9 for the Quack Attack. Yeah, I was always going to be pretty high on Luther Burden just because, again, I'm a sucker for guys that can create after the catch. And for me, that guy is Mekhi Lemon this year. Mekhi Lemon or Omar Cooper are my guys this year for that. All right, a handoff here to Hill, who's going to gain a yard or two. It's going to set up like 3rd and 8. I don't really believe in system quarterbacks. All quarterbacks play in a system. All right, they toss it out to Winnington, who's going to be about 3 yards short. Now we're down to 5:25 left to play. You haven't seen Fernando Mendoza with a bad roster? Did you not see him at Cal in 2024? Hold on. Mendoza hasn't played with a bad roster? Hey, we got a missed field goal here. Did he slip on the kick? Because he ended up on the ground. So still a 2-score game. What do you mean Mendoza didn't win with a bad roster? That team had a winning record. They went to a bowl game. They may have went 6-6 and lost the bowl game, but they still went to a bowl game. Yeah, they went to a bowl game. They went 6-6 and then lost their bowl game. But dude, that Cal roster was like one of the worst in football. They almost beat Miami. You know how they lost that game? Because their defense was trash. You haven't seen Mendoza with a bad roster? Stop. They beat Auburn last year, Cal. Might be like, well, that's just Auburn. But dude, that's big for Cal. The talent disparity was nuts. No, Mendoza's he's not a freshman. And if Mendoza was a freshman, he wouldn't be eligible for the draft anyway. Well, Danny, it's irrelevant if they made a bowl game or not. He was able to lead that team to a bowl game. That's like diminishing what Josh Allen did at Wyoming. Because what? I'm pretty sure they were like a 7-6 crew as well. Josh Allen starting record at Wyoming. Yeah, they went 16-9. Or Josh Allen went 16-9 as a starter for Wyoming. What was their best year? I want to know that. They went 8-6 and then 8-3 in his final year. That's actually pretty solid, 8-3. But also take into consideration he was playing in the Mountain West opposed to Fernando Mendoza last year playing in the ACC, which I know doesn't sound great this year considering the ACC, but the ACC wasn't terrible last year. No, he got hurt probably. He probably missed a game because of injury. And hey, dude, Terrence Carter's been fighting this whole game, man. Close to another first down. 4 minutes left. I fake the handoff. And Morton looking, throwing deep, just throwing one up. Well guarded. Caleb Douglas had 2 defenders around him. They got Terrence Carter in motion, 2nd and 10 from their own 30. Here comes the blitz. Morton throwing to nobody. Is there going to be a grounding call? Miscommunication. Virgil was streaking. I was going to say, I don't see anybody there. All right, 3rd and 10, 3:33 left to play. And Morton's going to try to run for it. He's going to be about 4 yards short, setting up a 4th and 4. And they're going up tempo. He is sacked. Oh, dude, Morton's down too. All right, no, he's on one knee. Okay. Golly, dude. Blitz, and they ate him up. Streaking is running naked. That's a good one, Danny. That's a good one, Danny. Oh, Samson didn't know either. He didn't know what he was doing, or somebody didn't know what they were doing on that offensive line. Golly. All right, handoff here. Big gain by Davidson. Probably like 7 yards. 2nd and 3. I mean, okay, listen. I know that that play looked bad with Samson. There's no way he thought he was being asked to do that. Whether that meant it was supposed to be like a bootleg to the right, you don't just do that. You don't just see the blitzer and you go that way. You don't just let a guy, like, he was anticipating, okay, that it's going to be like a backside pressure. There was miscommunication, probably on the left tackle, but you don't just look that bad and just be like, oh no, man, he just doesn't know what he's doing out there. I mean, technically, yeah, he didn't know what he was doing, or he was under the wrong impression, I should say. Yeah, that Oregon defense has been smothering. I have a 10-tier system for QBs from 1999 to now, and 5 to 7 are backups, and 8 to 10 are practical squares. 3 to 4 are starting level. 2 is Pro Bowl level. Just call it all pro, dude. Pro Bowl's a joke. And 1 is the best of the best. So I'm guessing multiple players can be in each level. That's how it works, I'm assuming. All right, handoff here. First down, Ducks. I swear, if I see Texas Tech, call a timeout, man. I'm going to cry. Okay, I got you, Nintendo Mike. Another handoff. This is Limmer. And we have gotten to the 2-minute timeout, as they are inside the 20. How are we still getting Christmas commercials? Got John Travolta pretending he's Santa Claus. This was a painful game to watch. Hey, well, I think we're going to get a real fun one. We're going to have rain in the Rose Bowl. Hey, Danny, what can I say, dude? What can I say? If I didn't eat it in the first stream, I'd be eating it in the second stream. Do need to get some water though. Feels like 4 already. Oh, bro. I got 2 more streams today, so, and I am working on not a lot of sleep. All right. What other bowl games do we got today? Or are we just doing playoff games today? Guess we're just doing playoff games today. And they'll have some games tomorrow. Yeah, that'll be the last bit of games. Yeah, look at this. National championship being January 19th. That's so freaking far out. And then Senior Bowl will be, I'll be leaving a week later for the Senior Bowl. I mean, that's what you're going to get some of these guys in the national championship game not decide not to come to the Senior Bowl because they're all beat up. U of A's got SMU. Honestly, that should be a fun game right there. Low key, Wake Forest, Mississippi State should be real fun too. I didn't watch enough Rice and Texas State to really have a good feel. Look at that spread, dude. Minus 16 and a half. Ugh. Been all about the defense these past couple of games. All right, it's gonna be third down. Are we getting timeouts? Oh, there's flags. Got a little extracurricular. Am I going live for the next Miami game? Depends. Since it's on Thursday, I probably won't be able to, but I'll be live for the Peach Bowl. Yeah, I won't be able to be live for the Miami game. Oh, it's on sportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Oh, was it David Bailey too? Oh man. It's got a history of unsportsmanlike conduct. Kind of, sort of. Carson Beck revenge game. Yeah, that would be sick. I got a side hustle that I do Thursday nights, so I won't be able to be there. We got Jake Ashley. I'm gonna struggle with the games from here on out. I'm watching from the UK. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Oh, day of the Natty, you're at work at 8 a.m. Ugh. Ooh, Jordan Davis almost fumbling the toss. It's gonna be second and goal. Hey. All right. Actually, I need to set the stream up so it takes y'all to the next one. Porqué. Stream settings. Oh, here we go. What's the best game of the days? Oh, honestly, I think these next two games are going to be really good. I think these next two games are going to be really, really good. Oh, Jack. Slamming the Red Bulls. That was me last night. Slamming the Red Bulls. All right, we're no more timeouts for Texas Tech. Can't stop the clock. It is 3rd and goal. So Oregon should get this sucker down to like 20 seconds. Oh, he's down right before. Yeah, he's down at the 1. Yeah, my buddy last night was pretty devastated about Ohio State. It was a rough New Year for him. And Landon calling a timeout, 19 seconds left. And we'll be back in about 30 minutes for Bama, Indiana. Now that I think about it, I think that Miami game, if Georgia wins, that's less of a Carson Beck revenge game and more of a Georgia revenge game. He's the one that left Georgia for more money. And it looks like they're gonna toss this. Touchdown, Oregon. Should be the final score there. 16 seconds left. Imagine we're going to see a knee and then call it a day. One at 3-0. Oh. Sounds like the Dolphins, golly. All right, let's hurry this up, man. Kickoff knee. And we are going to get a return. Oh, man. Just swarmed them. Made 2 guys miss and then swarmed. Oh, and they do run the ball. And that's Dickey, and that's your ball game. Quite as excited as last night. We got 2 more games on the schedule, though. We'll be back for Bama, Indiana in about 20 minutes. Ducks exercising some demons after getting outed last year in the bye or off the bye. Buzzsawed by Ohio State. Don't have to worry about Ohio State this year. Another team took care of that. But that's your ball game, boys and girls. We'll be back in 20 minutes. You could stay on this stream because it'll take you to the next. But I will see you. I'll see you soon.